Hello, and welcome to Sweeney Pat Shut It Slag News, Guinness edition. What? It's beer o'clock. In these times of useless quangos, overpriced mangoes, how does Tarantino still get away with that movie Django? I should cut while I'm ahead and go. So many questions need to be answered, like why are our politicians so bad at maths? Is it really worth boasting that the Navy are now allowed to wear saris when we ain't got any boats? Why aren't our scientists and brilliant minds fixing problems and are instead asking the pointless questions like how long it takes to boil a bleeding egg? You slag! You slag! Or dance the light fandango, unless there's a fat bird on the dance floor. Sir Rachel Reeves is in the doodah yet again? Ain't it amazing how the Romans lasted so long with just an abacus? They only go up to 10. You what, Dave? Multiplication? Nah, I gave up on mathematics when they started putting letters in it. So, would you Adam and Evesy? Little poppet Rachel Where's Me Calculator doesn't put a Herman Munster footsie wrong Reevesy has been formally disciplined by Starmer. Dave, I don't want to know who had the chief wit. As it turns out, all this talk about growth was benign all along, when it should have been more. But they'll no doubt get the money out of a black hole somewhere. Then again, in case you are worried about the fate of Morticia Adams with her lumpy liabilities, her reference checks have gone through for her new job at the Daily Star, and she's even written her first article entitled 32 Minutes to Cook the Perfect Egg. Now, I think that's how long it takes to cook the books, darling. Alas. No, Dave, not a female who lives up north. Stupidity is just one of the many cogs in the labour-levelling damn machine. Here, Dave, you know Reevesy showers with that gobby ginger cat from Manchester 'cause she's afraid she might drown. The Financial Times says the Bank of England's gloomy outlook delivers a sobering message to the Chancellor. Luckily, over at Tesco, Guinness is just £13 for 12 cans. How's about that then? I don't know whether Guinness is good for you, or if it gives you wings, if you put it with pure cut coke from the tides of the Thames, or whether pregnant people should drink it. I certainly did when I was pregnant, but it turned out to be constipation. It was like a bowling ball. A strong curry soon shifted that mistake. Though, if nothing else, Guinness gets you drunk. Having said that, it's always a surprise. And speaking of a surprise, I was surprised to hear that Ireland doesn't keep all of its Guinness for themselves, and in fact, export this politically correct beverage all over the world. Rachel Reeves did not know that neither. I've just delivered a book to her at number 11 Clowning Street, The Idiot's Guide to Imports and Exports. Hardback copy, so you can hit her with it, Racialist. And you may be even more surprised to hear that the third biggest consumer of Guinness is Nigeria. Dave, am I allowed to say the N-word? Is that not the word? Well, what is the N-word? Because it's been the N-word for so long that I don't know what the N-word is or was. Don't put it in the comments. It'll go missing sharpish. It's no good, Dave. I'm going to have to start listening to my D-Piddy records, though nobody knows what the P stands for. Let's just say perv. They all are these days, aren't they? What was the question again? It just goes to show that Guinness is good for everyone. Then again, according to the Daily Star, so is sitting on your oversized Harris watching Peppa Pig all day, and it can add 10 years to your life. Look, James Gordon has had a good innings. Don't give him another 10 years. Though despite all the doom and gloom and boom and bust. That's plenty, Dave. Oh no! We move right along to Arthur Lobom. It's alright, Dave, it's past. Having said that, it's Gino time. Oh, I love this bit. Dave, that's a bottle of vino. No, Gino. That's a picture of an egg. Forget it. The part of the show where we have a butchers through all the newspapers until we find a white male, anyone will do, who has been making sexually inappropriate comments to a string of women at work. Hold on, Dave, that's my job. Let's have a wee footer through this. Oh, I don't believe it. 5 pages of this. Talk about piggybacking off someone else's fame. I don't know. There's a lot of it. This might take a while. Get percolator on, Dave. Well, put the kettle on then. Jeez. Oh, and Dave, why have you gone out and spent good money on a second camera? Who do you think I am, Mr. Beast? You stole it from Curry's. Oh, well, that's all right then. What we got here then? This sounds about right. A white male has been making sexually inappropriate comments to a string of women at work. Ah, that was easy. According to the Daily Mirror, Gordon, Gino and Fred's road trip Gino D'Acampo, where did they get these names from, has been making naughty comments to female co-workers over more than a 14-year period. What's that then? 15 years? Why has it taken over 14 years to report this? These victims must understand Italiano, because I can't understand a word he says in English. Maybe he is guilty as charged. Has he been charged, Dave? That's irrelevant. But finding an Italian what ain't randy is like finding a Frenchman with a pleasant odour. Or finding a DJ that has the ability to stop talking. You what, Dave? Shut it, you slag? Oh, charming. You cheeky clan. On that note, I've been Sweeney Pat on Shut It Slag News. Or just call me Duke. Ta-ra. You slag! You slag! I'll tell you what, Dave, it's a bit rude, that name, Mr. Beast. I was going to call myself that, but then the truth came out, didn't it? Well, there was this bloke who told the Guinness Book of Records that he had the smallest Hampton in the world. So they measured him up and they sent him a letter telling him he didn't have the smallest Hampton in the world. So he rang him back and said, "Who's this bastard called Sweeney Pat?"